Right, hello again. We're just doing a bit of cleaning up. Just a bit of
tidying up,
cleaning up here, right?
Wax these number plates.
Talking point number 3 is, what's this detailing malarkey, and how do I keep my car looking bling in a country that rains every other day?
Good point. It may even rain.
Question.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to rain. It was sunny about like an hour ago.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this time of year, you're really bothered about whether or not your car's clean.
I know. Especially when you've got a white car that's now grey at the back. It looks awful.
Or a black car,
which is now brown.
Yeah.
Thanks, England.
Or a grey car, which is, oh no, it's still grey.
Ah.
Because you bought a grey car.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they bought them.
That's a shame, innit?
Because he's just too lazy to detail them.
So, detailing. Detailing is like slang for cleaning your car. Seriously, that's all it is. Because,
got that out there.
Yeah, because for some reason, as men,
Myth busted.
as a massively male-dominated hobby,
Yeah.
we can't bear the term cleaning a car.
No.
We have to say detailing.
We're detailing the car.
Detailing a car. And we thought we'd just quickly go over some stuff. We've had clean cars in the past. I don't have a very clean car now, I admit, but I had a couple of concourse cars.
You did?
I had a concourse winning Mini.
Yeah.
And I had a concourse winning Sierra that had been like in magazines, and I didn't win those prizes. I bought it like afterwards.
Basked in the glory of
I
it.
did. I was like, right,
I mean, some of that.
stolen honour. I'll steal that honour. And my Sierra was a concourse black car.
Yeah, which is
horrible
horrible to keep.
So we thought we'd go over some basics.
Yeah.
And you know what? We've upset Volkswagen, Audi, and most of the German brand owners today. We've upset VTEC owners today. Let's upset everyone that cleans their car.
I thought you were saying let's gonna be nice and give people some tips, but no.
This is going to drive people bonkers.
Sorry, detailingworld.co.uk. This is going to piss you off mightily.
You can almost hear the cringe coming across in response to what we're going to say, but we're going to say some awful, horrible things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is bollocks, in our opinion,
and a lot of it is,
it's pretentious.
Yeah,
bollocks.
and unjustified on cars. I think we're going to try and give practical information or practical guidance for an everyday car.
Yeah.
You just want to get, there's no point in getting your bloody paint micrometers out and measuring how thick your paint. Because sorry,
It's
going to
just
rant.
sad. People take it to a sad level, and then the next thing you know, you become like you're hand massaging some import. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've imported wax that smells like bananas. We've tried so many bits.
We've
caught up
rubbed
in so many
tea bags over vehicles.
Let's not talk about that one, eh? Let's not talk about that one. The fact is,
check the archive.
It's a very pretentious world.
Yeah.
Full of people. Many don't even have very clean cars. There's some weird things. A lot of people with cobweb scratch cars that really want to tell you how to clean a car properly. It's very weird. But
people who are sort of criticising, and micrometering the paint on their car. I mean, if you look at it's the state of cars today. If you look at most modern cars, the orange peel, which is a sort of dappled orange peel effect. I mean, cars are coming out of the factory with them like that. It's just it's just the way it is now. It's just
the way it is, and we've been through the mill on this one. I think I'm on completely the other side now.
You're a once a year wash.
I take mine to an actual car wash because I drive a knackered old scratch Jeep, and I wouldn't do that with a mint car or anything like that. But we're into lazy man's detailing these days.
I'd argue it's like a part of wabi sabi of that kind of nothing's perfect, nothing lasts forever. Nothing. So live with it. Just kind of do what you can. But ultimately, we're
just telling it like it is.
You've got a shunky old chimney. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? We're just telling it like it is with this anyway.
Don't polish a turd.
Well, no.
Just wash it once a year.
Yeah, wring it off. Be done with it.
Rinse it off now and again. That went poor. Let's go.
Right.
Tell me what the difference is between polish and wax. I don't know.
Well, you see, this is the big thing, isn't it?
This is a good one.
Loads of us don't know the difference between polish and wax. And
polish my car, wax my car. What do you mean?
And a lot of people wax on, wax on. What's that about? A lot of people will say, "Oh, I polished the car this week. I'm going to polish the car. I'm going to polish the car, polish cars." And a lot of people think, especially if you're new to this, is that to get a car shiny, you've got to polish it.
Yeah.
And the polishing is abrasively kind of attacking the surface,
removing the sort of
It's a bit like sanding, basically. It's using a liquid compound to kind of like sand down your paint in a way. It's got lots of little tiny little particles in. The idea is that cuts into your paint.
If you go far enough back, sorry to interrupt, if you go far enough back to before we had, this is getting complicated, but 2-pack paint, which is 2-part paint and has a lacquer on the top. Like one of my dad's older cars, with the polish, the colour of the car actually comes off on the rag because you are, like say, you are removing paint. Now we're tending to removing lacquer, aren't we, to get rid of scratches. But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's like toothpaste.
It is like toothpaste, just like toothpaste. Get your toothpaste on your car next time. See what happens. See what happens if you do that same thing.
Round and round in a very tight circle for a long time and come back to us with the result.
You're machining the paint, and what some people do, so what people do, they go down, they buy a car polish, and there's loads of confusing things now in the stores, and they get it on the car, and you go over, and it all goes white, doesn't it, when you get the polish on, and first it dries, and you're like, oh, rubbing off now, oh, isn't that all shiny, nice, and then people stand back, and they're like, bloody hell,
that's a good afternoon's work.
Look, a new car, and people walk past, and they go, you got a new car, James, and you're like, I've just polished it, that's all I've done, just polished it. And everyone's like, really? Like, and then, like, by the end of the week, they can't work out why it's turned pink.
Yeah.
Or white, even.
Yeah, or white, yeah.
And this is the thing. You need to, by all means, polish.
Yeah.
And polish, like...
Got to get those scratches
If you've not
out.
polished your car for a while, polish it. And if you've not polished it for 6 months, then give it a polish, that's all right. But you got to get your wax on your polish. You got to get a layer on there.
Get a seal it on.
Get that on there. It's like, shampoo, condition. That's what you got to do. You got to polish and then wax. But here's the thing. You don't need to keep polishing and waxing. You wax, and then you can re-wax.
Yeah.
You can strip back and wax. You can, and we'll get eventually to quick detail. But basically, wax is like... It's a transparent paste which goes on, and when it's rubbed down left, it cures into like a very thin
buffed. I was going to say polished, but that is the wrong term. It's buffed to a shine, isn't it? And it actually adds the depth.
That's it.
A depth to the polish that you've done. So you've got non-scratchy paint, which is all gone bright, like you're saying, ooh, and then you've got a wax that's just added that depth to it and protected it, as you say.
Exactly, and depending on the wax. That will depend on just how much protection you've got versus how it shines.
Are you going to name check now?
We will name check in a second, but basically, a lot of the big test is if you pour water onto the paint, does the water kind of streak down it?
Yeah.
Like it would if you got fairy liquid in it. Yeah. Or does it all like bead and just run off?
Yeah.
Like off a
almost
off
to a dry finish. Yeah, you shouldn't get this sort of sheeting. It should come off. Not sheeting that stays on. It should sheet or bead off, and then you get that kind of almost dry.
And you can tell because basically the capillary action of the water, the surface tension,
is the science bit there.
Yeah, like if it's on a really, really slippy surface, it can't stretch. The water can't stretch out on it. What it does, it's really slippy, so the water just kind of surface tension pulls the water into a droplet, and then it just goes can't
gravity
stick to this. So we are big fans of a type of wax called colonite.
I think it's 476S.
It comes in a shallow white and black tin.
Yeah, we should have worked this out before.
It's like white, red whiting on, and then it's got like a black fading kind of effect.
It's got a little car in the lid.
It's a marine wax. It's actually a marine wax, so you can kind of do your boat hull with it.
Yeah,
so
if you're so inclined.
You're not going to get like. I mean, I can't tell if it's. I've imported this thing called like Pinnacle Souverain.
I remember the Souverain.
Smelt of bananas, and you put it on, and it's really easy to put this stuff on and go, oh, that's so much better, that's so much deeper. You can tell it's bollocks. You can't tell. Most of us can't tell. Chances are you're going to look at something with like a really heavy duty wax on it and go, oh, that's shiny, that is. And you're going to look at something with like a really fancy sort of like technically better wax and go, oh, that's shiny, that is. Like that's going to be it. And the thing is, colonite just lasts and lasts.
Exactly, as you say, you can re-wax, but I mean, ultimately, who wants to just keep re-waxing? And certainly in winter, that gets a big pain in the arse. I mean, you don't want to be standing out in the middle of winter washing your car, stripping some wax off, and or just waxing over the top again when it's freezing cold, and you just whack some colonite on it, double wax it if you want. You can just go layer it up, and it's a good 6-9 months. It's stunning stuff.
It's dead good. And unless you're one of those nutters that goes out and washes a car when it snows
every Sunday, it's Sunday morning, I must wash my car.
Weird people.
Very weird. Very weird.
Snowed, so I'm gonna wash my car. I have to wash my car. Unless you're one of those nutters, chances are, like Andrew says, you're not gonna want in a dark, horrible Sunday afternoon to go and do this. Now, the problem you're going to run into, and this is the problem like most people run into, is they go out, they shampoo their car down, and they wash it off with a sponge, and maybe you go around with your chamois leather or something like that, but you're still like, why are there all these water spots on it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you polish and wax, it gets all that out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it gets all that out.
Yeah.
And you'll find that it doesn't matter how much wax you put on your car, when you wash it, because you've got like a...
you've got hard water or soft water, one way or the other, wherever you are, pretty
probably
much.
full of stuff, and it dries on, and if you do it in the middle of the day in the sun, because I've done this, black car, and I've had people just be like, what is he doing? What? And you just like, and it streaks down, you've got that horrible water marking down there. You're like, how do I get rid of that?
Yeah.
And that's where the big secret comes in, and the big secret is quick detailing spray. It's like so bloody easy, and what it is it's designed specifically to kind of like, it's almost clean your wax, I'd say, in a way, isn't it?
It's like to pick the kind of dust and those kind of just that aren't baked in or but they just won't come off with a normal sponge.
It's amazing stuff, and it also gives you some protection as well. So every time you use it, it cuts a little, it builds a little, and you just spray it on, and you get your cloth, you wipe it off.
Yeah, microfiber cloth, because that means that any dust that's on there that you're catching is going into the microfiber, so you don't keep scratching it and all that sort of stuff.
Microfiber cloths. We're going to mention microfiber cloths. Use a microfiber cloth. Don't go and get these weird netted things that are polishing cloth full of lint.
Oh, God,
absolutely
just,
rubbish.
The Auto Glim used to sell them in these big bags, didn't they? I don't know whether they still do. And you just spend your time.
You don't need to spend 10 quid on one. You can go to your Tesco, local supermarket, whatever, go to the cleaning aisle and buy one of those little pound packs of different types of microfiber cloth, because maybe you want one that's more absorbent than other. I don't know. And you can do that. You can bung them in the washing machine if you want. You can just throw them in the bin and get some new ones. Honestly,
I would argue, like we're saying, that we're talking about chamois leathers, and most people now have kind of moved on to synthetic chamois leathers. I have massive microfiber towel, because again it soaks up so well,
incredible.
Pulls any dirt that you've dodged, that you kind of that you've catched. What do I mean? Caught. That you've not caught in your wash. This is a problem. I need more tea.
You need more tea.
But yeah, microfiber's magic. I would say, whilst I agree with your whole just get some cheap ones, I would say get, if you can, a nice fluffy one.
Yeah, they're harder to get, they are.
Yeah, it is nice for after the wax, to buff the wax, because then you don't feel like you're being so abrasive. It's almost like you just stroke.
The best way I can describe it, I mean, if you're a glasses wearer, you'd know this. If you wear glasses and you try to wipe them on when you get greasy, try to wipe them on your Gansy, like I'm wearing today, or maybe you use a tissue or some cloth, stuff like that, and it just doesn't do it. And then you get like the little microfiber cloth they give you with the glasses, or you get as a screen wipe of your computer. And you're just like,
it's like a revelation.
And it just comes. That's what microfiber cloths are like. They're that much better, and they tend to not shed any lint. I just
like you say, you can wash them all the time. You can get the polish out of them, get waxes out of them.
Easy. And you just have one for this, one for that. You're different. If you've got your polish one, you
stick it in the bag with your wax. And
what I do is, I do. I sometimes, I mean, like, because I like sponge applicator as well. So if you're applying your wax, and quite often you'll get like a sponge anyway, but sponge is quite good for that. Sponge is alright. Sponge doesn't necessarily it doesn't dry into a sponge.
That's it. It's more on the surface.
But I've just got a little sealable bag, and I've got my colonite in there. I've got my sponge sits in my colonite tin. It's always sucking some colonite into it. And I've got just a rag in there, which is all.
That is exactly. We have never sort of
we've
compared
this, on this,
but that is exactly what I've got as well. So it's the exact same setup. Keeps it all together.
Fine.
You know which rag goes with which rag, which cloth goes with which, and it's magic.
So another thing to watch out for, which is kind of a bit of a bollocksy thing about the detailing world, is a lot of people will tell you use a clay bar, use a clay bar, use a clay bar, get a clay bar, get a clay bar. And the thing is, if you buy a clay bar, you're probably going to buy a clay bar kit. And that's going to come with a spray. to use a clay bar with, because if you get onto your car, so clay bar is like a putty eraser. It's the concept of it's a moldable compound that you can wipe over your car, and you can just keep molding it, and it kind of the stuff comes out of it somehow. And mold it. It's
I think you kind of throw them away eventually, but
it's very old fashioned, and people swear by it for getting stuff like tar and stuff out of your car. And personally, I've never had much luck with them, but
I've had a bit. Yeah, it depends what it is, though. I mean,
like just after you wash your car, you feel it, and you can just feel those little pinpricks of dust and dirt that's in there. It will fetch a lot of that out. It's more about, I'd say, it's not stuff you can really see a lot of the time. It's stuff you can just feel that bugs people. They'll give you a spray, and you will think, oh my god, I have to use this special spray with my clay bar. You don't. You can just use car shampoo or something like that.
Or quick detailer.
A quick detailer, something like that. What I used to doing was I would shampoo the car, and then whilst the car's still wet, just go over it, because you've got your nice greasy surface to glide your bar over.
That's it. It's just all about sort of a bit of lubrication in it to stop, because obviously the clay's sticky, so dry on dry, it would, kind of not
It'll
work.
pull it all out, and then you run your hand over and you're like, oh, that's smooth now, it's done at something. But don't feel you have to keep buying that expensive spray. You don't.
I mean, in a pinch, I think you can, if you've got a nice, and this is it, not a fairy liquid, but like a proper car shampoo.
Yeah, don't use fairy liquid. Never use fairy liquid.
It's got salt in it, and it's just going to make things.
It's not designed for paint.
No, but you can drop a few drops of your whatever into a spray and use that as a kind of quick detailer in a pinch, can't you? It's not as good as the proper ones, but it will, because like I say, the proper ones have got stuff in that'll build up your protection. But that's kind of good in a pinch. You can just spray that, and then again, like you say, you can use that on your clay bar as well. Yeah,
you don't need to spend all this money.
No.
As always, gloss your tyres.
Yeah, makes a massive difference.
All you need to do is buy a spray. It doesn't have to be like one of these things where you just it's almost like you get like a massive fountain pen cartridge and a sponge.
Yeah,
and you're like blacking up your wheels. You don't need to do that with it. If you just get one of the sprays, just spray it around. It will come up black somehow. It just does magic things.
I think you're supposed to try and get, I can't remember now,
vinyl.
You're supposed to get the ones without silicone or with silicone.
I can't remember.
There's one that's not great, and certainly not so much your wheels, they can turn brown, but certainly what you'll find is a lot of the vinyl stuff that's kind of for your dashboard, it's the same stuff that you can use on your tyres. But there's certainly one that, I can't remember, I think it may be the ones without silicone. If you use it on your dash, it can dry your dash out and stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have to put that in a note somewhere.
Well, I mean, as someone who has like massive mud tyres, well, not massive, but big mud tyres on my 44, like
a big ass spray and just
go around, dodge traffic on one side and go out there and just spray it. And it makes such a difference to the look of the car if you do that. And what you can do is you can spray them and you can wipe if you don't want that really glossy look.
Yeah, if you want a matte, that's it. You wipe, don't you?
Like it's a new tyre, something like that. You can do that.
Yeah.
Vinyls, in terms of vinyl cleaner and stuff like that, I've never found one that's any good, that's particularly special. The best thing I've ever used for black plastic is the Auto Glim bumper restorer. Stuff, the green goo, and that is just full of oil. And basically what you do is you wipe it over your oxidized plastic, and you can do the same with peanut butter and stuff like that, or baby oil. That's all it is, and it just oil, it soaks up the oil, and it just looks shiny for about 3 hours, and then goes. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I used on the Jeep when I was reviving the Jeep unsuccessfully, and I can't remember what that one is, but that was quite good actually. It kind of had a nice smell to it, and it did bring stuff back to life and stayed nice. I mean, I think for stuff like that outside, we're getting into the realms of like fancy stuff when you're tarting up your interiors. All I'd say is just don't be sucked in by the sort of micro formulations of
that's what
whale skin and
don't fall for the gimmicks, because the thing is, this is the really scary thing, right? So there's two things you need to watch out for in terms of gimmicks. One is the car cleaning industry don't want you to have a perfectly easy to clean car that stays clean for a long time. They're not interested in that. What they want is they want you to buy into a fad, be absolutely convinced that it makes a huge difference, and then need it all the time. They want you to scratch your paint and buy a cutting compound. They want your paint to bleach as fast as possible, and you have to buy paint restoring stuff. They want you to sell you, like Auto Glim have got like a range which is stupid, and I've got like a famous photo of mine, where I've got all these things that I've tried so many things. You got to watch out for that, because they will sell you stuff that will actually damage your car. And I had this. I didn't understand about the whole watermarks thing and stuff like that, and I ended up buying one of these blades.
Oh Jesus, the blades are so evil.
It should be illegal to sell this thing, right?
That is evil.
It's a nasty piece of work, and it's this rubber blade, and it's completely useless. It's completely it does not need to exist. But Autoglim know that there was naive people like me who were like, I don't know how, what I'm going to do, clean my car with distilled water. I don't know. I didn't know about a quick detailer. Because, I mean, Autoglim didn't even sell a quick detailer.
No.
You couldn't even get one.
Sneaky.
And it was a rubber blade that you would run across. Oh my God. And I tell you, I put a scratch in the back of my bloody Concourse Sierra.
And they never, with that system,
scratch.
they are proper. You don't do a light scratch with them because you're like, this is brilliant. And it's like, Jesus.
And if you do want to get a scratch out, Autoglim Paint Restore is very good, and Maguire Scratch X is very good. But generally, any cutting compound will do.
Yeah.
There's nothing magic about it. It's just is it abrasive enough to get that scratch out? And you just got to know, is the scratch in the lacquer? Has it gone right through the lacquer? Is it in the paint? Like, there's certain things you're not going to be able to do, and you're going to have to get it professionally seen to. And there's people that use touch-up paint and polish it, and I've got respect for all that. But
it's incredible.
There's some things you just got to walk away from.
Yeah.
The other thing you got to watch out for is obsessive fads and nonsense that goes through the detailing community. And the thing is, there's a very vocal side to the detail community, and then there's the concourse world.
Yeah.
And they're not the same people.
Yeah, true.
In the
Very
concourse,
true.
go walk around where the concourse people are. Just look how amazingly clean their cars are, because they're competing on an incredible level with this. They will have a little bag of a few things. They'll have a cosmetics bag, sort of thing. And they won't be doing weird stuff like covering their car in foam, which somehow magically supposed to pull dirt out of your car.
I'm saying bloody snow foam because I've done the snow foam thing. I've done it with a jet wash lance. I've done it with a normal, because we've got quite good pressure here. I like the idea of it, because I went to
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah, I went to it with a sort of, that's great because then I don't have to touch my car in winter. I don't have to wash it properly. I can just, but the effort and the result, it's just pointless. It's just pointless.
If you get into this, you are no different than the obsessive beauty bloggers and people that tour around Sephora for hours looking at these products which say things like they are like Neutrogen injection cream and stuff like that, because that's like the mentality. Because we for some reason we will buy into this kind of mythical BS that someone's come up with this magic product which does some kind of weird thing with paint, which somehow manages to impregnate into your paint and form it into a perfect flat surface. And it's complete garbage. It's absolute, and it's so much nonsense. And you get these people who put seafoam on their car for a day before they start getting into the proper detailing. The kind of people that cut their headlights with a compound, with a buffer and stuff like that, and are sort of measuring light diffraction. And like, when you get to that level, you are an obsessive.
Yeah.
And you're not I don't know. I mean, I couldn't live with having a concourse car. I had to get rid of it. It's too much anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
It's horrible to live like that. People admire what you've done, but you just live around it.
Yeah.
And that's what these people end up doing. I think you just can't enjoy your car. You can't. I've heard about people eating bird craps on their car, and they're just
straight out there, and you've got to neutralise it, and you've got to
the acid starts eating into your precious lacquer and stuff like that. It is unless you want to get into that, unless you want to obsess about something, it's pointless of that. But just keep in mind, it's very easy to obsess over this. It's really easy to become someone who's obsessive. It's really easy to walk into a room and be the most pretentious car detailer in the room and bang on about X, Y, and Z about it. And
look, the other thing is, it's also really easy to feel like you've got good results out of it. Spend a bit of time and go, ooh, look at that. I mean, we've all fell for it. I've been sat there polishing away on the Spitfire that I own, but the thing was falling apart. I mean, it was rotting away. And this is the thing as well. You've got to, you can obsess to such a level on that particular thing and forget that the rest of your car is rotting. If you live in the UK, your car is rotting all the time.
If you've got an old Rover,
there's no point in
if
trying
you manage to find one that hasn't rotted away.
Yeah, there is no point trying to sort of just make this the deepest shine that anyone's ever seen on a Rover 25.
Pop the flip. That's the one that used to get me.
The flip.
Oh, it was an early term, and you probably still see it in old guides and stuff, and they'd say, apply the so-and-so to pop the flip.
I don't even know what that means.
It became this word, this phrase that people used, and
No one
nobody
knows
knew
what
what
it
it meant.
is.
It was with reference to metallic paint and popping the flip.
Popping the
And,
flip.
and it was this mythical belief that when you applied this paste to your car and buffed it out, that somehow your metallic flecks had become more metallic somehow magically in this process. And it was called Pop the Flip, and it's bollocks.
It's bollocks.
I mean, maybe it's got some like bloodline somewhere to it, but
1% of a difference it's made.
no one knows what it means. But people will tell you stuff like they will repeat, they will regurgitate guides like that. You got to pop the flip. But it's pretentious. It's like wine tasting. It's bollocks, and it's really easy for anybody who's basically got a car and a free time. On
Exactly. I think that's it. Easy, low barrier of entry, isn't it? Really.
No.
So yeah.
So to summarise.
Yeah, let's do a conclusion. So
summarise.
Microfibers are ace. Buy
Get a microfiber cloth. Buy like a cutting compound if you haven't got one, like a polish.
Yeah, polish cuts.
You can't go wrong with most of it.
Wax
Just
protect.
try to get one that like a very popular one back in the days. It Myrrh. Remember Myrrh? Was it Myrrh?
Yeah.
And like get a modern one because like these old ones like Myrrh and teacup
Auto
stuff like that.
Oh Jesus!
They're chalk. In them. It just basically if you want chalk just trapped in all of your drainage channels and
true, actually.
every edge and every bit of plastic you've got. Just keep away from that. Just use as little as you can.
Try and find a liquid one, but maybe a liquid one that isn't white, or if you can get a clear one, because that's it. Anything that's left behind then is not visible or something. So polish, cuts, wax, protect. Get yourself some colonite. I think it's 4.7. I want to say something 4.7 something S or but it's amazing. It's called like a double coat, isn't it? And it's marine and it's just brilliant.
It's the only one you can get in car places. Don't worry about it. You can't go wrong.
Get yourself some
quick detailer.
Detailing. Get the little sponge. Get sponges for applying. I would say personal thing would be if you're on your shops and trying to like buy all this stuff and trying to experiment. I'm basically like I say lazy detailer, so it's got to the point where we're sort of I'm looking for stuff that is a sealant that'll just seal for 6 months and not degrade. Same as the wax. Colonite was such a revelation for me that I'm trying to emulate that in all parts of the washing process now. So I've just bought something that's hopefully it's supposed to add a little bit of something on as you wash. And it's like if I can do that and have sealant and have wax, and then I only have to wash my car every 6 months and not worry about it, that's great. Yeah. So be realistic as well. Spray. Yeah, be realistic about what you can do and what you should do to your car, especially if you own sheds. Sheds. So take all that advice, run with it, but not too much, and don't become obsessed. And that is episode 18 in the can. Boom. Have some of that. Yeah, as we say, something else coming up about America because you have some opinions about America. So we're going to do Trump's America. And the vehicles of Trump's America. So look out for that. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.